जय श्री माताजी। ऑनलाइन उपस्थित विश्व के सभी साधकों का सुबह के ध्यान सत्र में हार्दिक स्वागत है। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी को वंदन करके हम सब ध्यान की स्थिति में बैठते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी आज का ध्यान सत्र शुरू करने की कृपया अनुमति प्रदान कीजिए। सामूहिक बंधन लेते हैं। अपना चित्त हृदय में लाते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी कृपावंत होकर आप हमारे हृदय में विराजिए। श्री माताजी कृपा कर हमारा हृदय प्रेम, करुणा और वात्सल्य से भर दीजिए। श्री माताजी कृपा कर हमारा आत्म तत्व जागृत कीजिए, प्रकाशित कीजिए। तीन महामंत्र, तत्पश्चात श्री गणेश मंत्र।
देवे साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः। त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री गणेश साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः।
जय श्री माता जी। संतुलन करने हेतु अपना सीधा हाथ पृथ्वी तत्व पर रखते हैं। चित्त ईड़ा नाड़ी और सहस्रार पर। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपकी कृपा में सामूहिकता के ईड़ा नाड़ी पर तमोगुण के सभी बाधक तत्व भूमि तत्व में विलीन कर दीजिए। श्री माता जी, कृपा आकर सामूहिकता की ईड़ा नाड़ी शुद्ध कर दीजिए। राइट हैंड गोद पे, लेफ्ट हैंड आकाश की तरफ। चित्त पिंगला नाड़ी और सहस्रार पर। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपकी कृपा में सामूहिकता के पिंगला नाड़ी पर रजोगुण के सभी बाधक तत्व अहंकार आकाश तत्व में विलीन कर दीजिए। श्री माता जी, कृपा आकर सामूहिकता की पिंगला नाड़ी शुद्ध कर दीजिए। लेफ्ट हैंड गोद में, अपना चित्त मध्य नाड़ी और सहस्रार पर। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी, कृपा कर हमें संतुलन दीजिए, हमें वर्तमान में रखिए। चित्त मूलाधार चक्र पर लाते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी, आपकी कृपा में सामूहिकता के मूलाधार चक्र पर श्री गणेश जी की शक्ति जागृत कीजिए, कार्यान्वित कीजिए। चित्त मूलाधार पर श्री कुंडलिनी गौरी माता साक्षात। ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कुंडलिनी गौरी माता साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवे नमो नमः। अपना चित्त मध्य नाड़ी से सहस्रार पर लाते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपावंत होकर आप हमारे सहस्रार पर विराजिए। श्री माता जी, कृपा कर हमारा आत्म साक्षात्कार दृढ़ कीजिए। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपा कर हमें निर्विचार निर्विकल्प ध्यान में स्थित कीजिए। जय श्री माता जी। इसी ध्यान की स्थिति में अमृतवाणी आत्मसात करते हैं। सहस्रार पूजा 1986 पार्ट 1।
Today is a great day for all of us because it is the 16th Sahasrara day. That in 16 beats or 16 movements you reach a higher position in the coil. That it is complete. That Shri Krishna is called as a complete incarnation because he has 16 petals. This completeness is called as Purna. So now we move into another dimension. The first one was where you got your self-realization. In the evolutionary process, if you see, the animals are not conscious of many things which human beings are conscious of. Like the matter cannot be used by animals for their own purpose. Also, they are not conscious of themselves at all. If you show a mirror to animals, they do not react to it as if they are in the mirror, except for, I think, chimpanzee. That means we are rather close to them.
Ce qui exprime notre proximité généalogique avec eux.
So when we have become human beings, we became aware in our consciousness of many things which were unconscious to the animals. So in their brain, they did not understand that they could put matter into their own use. As human beings, you were all unaware of the chakras that existed within you. So your consciousness still was working halfway through unconscious working of the chakras and the conscious working of the mind. You also never felt your autonomous nervous system or your inner organs, how they are working. You did not even feel how you are getting affected by other influences. As a result of that, with the freedom that human beings achieved or were granted, they gathered all kinds of things into their brains, into their Sahasrara, without being aware of it. They use their Sahasrara, their brain, for all kinds of purposes which were fruitless. They were not aware, again, of the warning that Shri Krishna had given, that if you use human awareness except for your ascent, you will go downward. They were told Not that they were not told. They knew about it. Whether it was east or west, everybody knew that you have to be born again. And it so happened that in the West, people thought that by using their brain power, they can now master the matter, that they can use matter for their own purpose. If they had done it after their self-realization, it would have been a very different situation. Because after self-realization, you all have become aware of vibrations, which is Chaitanya, and also of your chakras. With this new awareness, you would have avoided all that was wrong. But it is like a greedy person who gets a wee bit of money and he spends it off. Now this problem has complicated your brains. You have certain concepts which are very much away from reality. The way we have started using machines, we have become machines ourselves. So we have no feelings and we cannot relate to others in a natural way. In human awareness, you had achieved how to relate yourself to others and to the nature. But this ego-oriented approach took you away from natural, real life, and we became artificial. The whole thing comes from a concept of being artificial. Like they say that it's fashionable to be arrogant, to be snobbish. This is just the opposite of your ascent and evolutionary process. Because you have lost the power to relate to others, which you had gained as human beings. All the organizations which you have formed also on collective understanding are also artificial. Then a movement started that we have to be natural. That is another copying of the artificial. Natural does not mean a primitive personality. Natural is to evolve. The whole purpose of creation is to evolve. So the another concept also that you accepted very easily, because you have got brains and you accept everything that comes your way. And you became so artificial that you needed all the time some sensations to feel yourself. But that also you made so artificial that you have now your sex in your brain. By that not only you have silenced Ganesha in the Muladhara, but also Mahaganesha in your brain. In another aspect, say art. Now the concept is so stupid that it says that art should be according to what is laid down. Like you will call somebody as Baroque, condemn it, then Rococo, this, that, condemn everyone. And ultimately you reach a conclusion that the most insipid thing is art. As if like the sugar cane, when you have taken out all the juice, whatever remains will become art one day. So the brain, which does not nourish the heart, is absolutely an artificial brain, just like a robot. So people have become just like robot. Now this can be handled by anyone who has a master mind, because you don't have your own heart and the brain is controlled by somebody who has a greater brain of concepts. All these concepts are destructive. Say Hitler got the concept that he is an Aryan and he is of the superior race. And to establish that, he did not mind destroying the whole world. Same is the case in the religion field. There also every religion was put or poured into the cups of concepts. Now the worst concept that human beings have achieved is that money is everything. First they tried for political domination, thinking that political domination is everything. And now they feel that money is everything and all other sublime things are imaginary. So when I started my life, I saw the complicated Sahasraras. And the more I tried to solve the complications within my own awareness, the more it became more difficult. Because if you see my age, in 50 years, you can see how much complicated human beings have become. And after opening the Sahasrara, when I come to the West, within these 16 years, I found that they are now incorrigible. Now, the stage for you is laid down to ascend higher. This is the background which I have described to you. And you can see how when you have a program, there will be 500 people for the program, and within 2 weeks all will disappear. Because when the ascent takes place, the Kundalini pushes out the ego and brings the person close to reality. But again that ego which is being built up so fast in its speed overpowers the speed of the Kundalini and covers the head. Then it suggests that how can you have godly life? You will miss all the alcohol, all the madness, all the fun of life. That they feel they will lose all the freedom to become mad. When you see from this position, the way people react, it is amazing. You have to do something extremely stupid to sell it in the market. The other day I heard that somebody has become rich selling the empty tins as lamps. All kinds of stupid things which are nowhere near natural beauty or natural joy are accepted as sophisticated. The other side of it is that the Asuri Vidya, the black Vidya, has taken over. As Sri Krishna again had warned that in the 15th chapter, that if Asuri Vidya takes over, then the Shuddha Vidya cannot compete with the speed of Asuri Vidya. Like in America, there has been a big argument among Sahajogis if my photograph should be in the drawing room or not. But if you ask them to paint their nails black, their faces black, and black clothes like witches, they will do it. That even at the stage when we are Sahajogis, we are shy of our godly life. When they became hippies, or when they became punks, or they became anything like that stupid, they gave all their life, all their time, all their money to it. They changed their dresses, they changed their lifestyles, they changed their family life, everything they changed went all out. Even when Sahajogis are convinced about the godliness of Sahajayoga, still they are shy. Now you know your mother doesn't take any money from you. On the contrary, she spends. You all have gained out of it. But when it comes to giving, everybody feels shy. From that background, you are coming to the light of God's grace. But you don't want to dash at it. You want to take your time gradually, so gradually that maybe you may lose your chance. So in the awareness of Sahajogis, where you know all about your chakras, you know about vibrations, you know how you relate to others, still all this knowledge is for personal advantages. So the shadow of the past still lingers on, even when you have this new awareness. Animals can swim automatically, they don't have to learn. But human beings have to learn to swim. So they had forgotten the techniques which were known to the animals and have taken to the techniques of human beings. But in Sahajayoga, you have got your realization in one lifetime. And in this lifetime you have to grow. And in this lifetime you have to achieve the highest. So the time is so very short. And the background is so dark. You are surrounded by people who are pouring out morning till evening destructive concepts. Now you are the people who have to shoot out much faster than all of them. But a kind of a lethargy, though you understand that your awareness is very different from them, a kind of a lethargy which does not accept it the way it should accept Sahajayoga. Every one of you must think every day, what have I done for Sahajayoga today? But you are all still very busy with your jobs, of making money, of have relations with people who do not matter at all in Sahajayoga. We have to make an all-out effort to rise to that point that whatever we know, we believe in, we act on that and become one with it. You can do that with concepts, but not with reality. This is the problem. Like supposing a fanatic believes that he can do such and such thing in his own religion. He will do it. When the concept is not reality, it has given no benefit to anyone, has shown no performance of any substance, still people do it. I see in my own country when they were fighting for freedom, my father himself gave up all his property, gave up his practice, with 11 children in the family, and we were living in palaces, started living in huts for days together, for years together. But for the gross freedom, we'll do anything. But for the subtler freedom, the Sahajogis have to do everything that is possible. Be aware, to be in your conscious mind all the time that you are yogis. You are the ones who are very much higher than the rest of the humanity. That the salvation of the whole of the humanity depends on you. The purpose of creation will be served by you. So first of all, you have to be conscious in your consciousness that you are so important, and that's why you were given realization. How can you be living with your conditionings and with your ego? The conditionings are like this. Supposing you are coming from a Christian religion, then you must bring that little bit of that religion into Sahajayoga, or if you are from a Hindu religion, you want to bring some out of that. We have all the essences of these in Sahajayoga, the pure essences, but we can't have the gross nonsense. All these things are like dirt over our Sahasrara, which must be shaken off. Though now you are aware and conscious of your chakras, you do not keep them clean. Ordinary human beings, if they have clothes, they have houses, they try to keep it clean. But you do not feel ashamed of them also when they are bad. Because after some time, you also lose the awareness of them. That means you have become subtler, but in your consciousness, you are not yet subtle. There are so many things you know more than the people who are not realized as absolute reality. For example, we don't even use vibrations. Whenever it is needed, we don't use it. Or sometimes mechanically, just like a machine, we start giving bandhans. So you are still unconscious about your chakras, slightly conscious when you put your mind to it. Otherwise, in your central nervous system, you are not yet so conscious. This is the reason why you do not know why you have to do a thing at a particular time. Unless and until you rise to this nirvikalpa state, you cannot go further. For example, I know everything what I do. I can handle any power whenever I want to. I can absorb any negativity I want to. I need not absorb any negativity I don't want to. You may be thousands of miles away from me. I know about every one of you. I may not know your worldly names, but I know you as a part and parcel in my being. I also can behave like a human being, absolutely like you, aging like you, using spectacles, doing all the things that will make me a complete human being. I have accepted this role consciously, not unconsciously. To me, nothing is unconscious. So if you have to be conscious of what you are doing, you have to be alert about it. The first thing that you have achieved is the peace. The peace. But even now I find that peace, which should become joy, becomes a quarrel. Truth is one. You cannot argue about truth. It's a homogeneous thing. It doesn't quarrel with each other. We are unconscious about our fingers. But when we have to hold something, all of them come together and work it out. So the part of the brain which is working this out, the unconscious part of it, is to be made conscious. That is what evolution is. So now, adherence to any concept is against evolution. You must learn to face the reality, to accept the reality and act a real way. Now, you may say, Mother, this is a miracle. Something happens, this is a miracle. Maybe for the human beings, maybe for Sahajayogis also, but not for me, because I know what it is. So to rise above this halfway consciousness, one has to see how you are working it out. The whole system of relating to each other must change completely. That is very important, at least for Western people, because at least in India, people know that human efforts lead you nowhere. You have to take to your ascent. I mean, the real Indians. Some of them do take advantage of Sahajayoga and then disappear. Some of them do, but mostly they know that you have to be conscious of what you have got. So we can say that we have got self-knowledge, but we haven't got self-consciousness. Now, for example, you take somebody's name, say of some great saint, you feel the vibrations are flowing. Also you know why? Because he is a saint. But why not you, the Sahajogis? If your names are taken, why not the vibrations flow? And in this, you have greater advantages because the Adi Shakti herself is before you. They didn't have anybody to tell them all these things. But the disadvantage of that is this, that you take it for granted. Now in expression, when we say something, when we express, are we natural? Are we doing it from our heart? The consciousness that I'm doing it from my heart is what I want you to achieve. Like there are people who work very hard in Sahajayoga. Others will just take it for granted. They do not want to help. They want everything to be ready-made. That shows that they are not conscious of their own powers of enjoyment. If they do it from their heart, then they will never feel what effort they have put in. They will only feel what they have been blessed with or what they have achieved. The sense of fulfillment and satisfaction will overcome all your problems, especially your left Vishuddhis. Now the second stage would be where you will be conscious of whatever you are doing, where there will be no mistakes. Whatever you will do may appear to be mistake, will turn out to be all right. Nobody is so far like that, so I would like to tell you. Because some people do feel, whatever I say of praising, they think I am saying it to them. Now for example, today I had my watch, I wanted to set my watch, so I pulled this screw up, say, simple thing. Now this I did, I would say in a way unconsciously but quite consciously. Because watch stopped and I knew the time, what time I have to be there for puja. So consciously I have put myself against myself. If the watch had not stopped, I would have come earlier. But that was not the time I had to come. So I had to pull the screw to keep it stopped. So whatever mischief you play, you know, and you can play it against yourself also. And then you can make a drama. Oh, I made a mistake and things like that. For nothing at all. But such a stage is far off, I must tell you. Just now, the stage at which we are still making lots of mistakes because we are not self-conscious. In a gross way, we understand this word self-consciousness like this. A person has to go for the interview, then he'll select his suit properly, he'll comb his hair properly, before going he'll clear his throat. Self-conscious.
Être conscient.
But when it is the question of your ascent, are we alert or we are taking it for granted that mother is just now going to give us a nice bath, put us in the cradle and take us there? This is being childish. You have to mature in your ascent. Now you may say, what should we do? Face yourself every day. In reality, see how much time you spend about mundane worries and how much about your ascent. Have you left everything, all your worries, to God Almighty? Have you completely jumped out of your background? Have you come out all the way, leaving everything that was nonsensical? And how do I relate to others? How do I talk to others who are Sahajayogis? I am surprised sometimes if the one Sahajayogi is attacked by a non-Sahajayogi, that a Sahajayogi group should support a non-Sahajayogi. Or a Sahajayogi who has to come up pays more attention to the negative people than to the positive. He relates better to the people who are negative than to the people who are positive. He is more friendly and open with the negative persons than with the positive. You have to cling on to the positive. But it's always the other way round. because also is a very subtle ego in there. All these subtle understandings I have told you many a times. But with your complicated brain, which is like a machine, like a spoiled computer, you can reach some conclusions out of what I have said, which are just contrary. Like, supposing I say you forget the past, simple thing. That means you forget everything that is good of the past. That is as if you should not understand why you are behaving like this. Forget the past means don't allow the past to overpower you. A brain which is simple, which is straightforward, which has got love in it, can understand what I am saying straightforward. This complicated brain is to be put right. And the best way is to stop thinking. Just stop thinking. That's what you have to do. Now, when you stop thinking, you feel that nothing can be done. Now, for example, I have to give you a speech now. But I start thinking about it. What will you hear? Can you hear my thinking? You have to say, enlighten these lights. All right? Then you just start thinking about it. I have to enlighten. Will it get enlightened? This is to be understood that by thinking you do not do anything. Thinking is lazy man's garb and is used to avoid work. Once I asked a lady I had in the house that we are going out, will you be cooking something for us? When we came back, she had not cooked anything. I used to cook every day, but she had not cooked anything. I said, why? Why didn't you cook something for us? She said, I thought you may eat outside. She was a Western lady. So my husband said, all right, we are going to eat outside, you stay at home. I said, doesn't look nice. He said, no, let her know what she thought is meant for herself. So this is the escape which you have learned before, the cleverness. So you do not argue about it. Do not argue about Sahajayoga. You do not argue with your leaders. You may be his wife, but don't argue. We are having a very bad time from some of the wives of the leaders because they try to influence the husbands. As far as Sahajayoga is concerned, they have nothing to do with that. Supposing you are working in an office and the husband is some great official and you are a clerk, will you correct the husband? In this case, the women have to nourish the organization, nourish the husband with love. I think it's so great to have been born as a woman myself, because I can enjoy the heart, the emotions of my love, the working and the play of my love. It's so great that no incarnation can enjoy that as I can. So the women should not feel degraded if they have to look after the heart. But they are in a higher aspect. You can do without thinking, but you cannot do without the heart. So the ladies should not argue with their husbands if they are leaders. And also one should not argue otherwise also.
Et d'une manière plus générale,
जय श्री माता जी, कृपया ध्यान की स्थिति बनाए रखें। जय श्री माता जी। श्री आदिशक्ति मंत्र। ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवै नमो नमः। जय श्री माता जी। आरती की तैयारी करते हैं।
सुख शक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी की
जय। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी, आज का ध्यान हम आपके श्री चरणों पर समर्पित करते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी, आपने हमें आत्म साक्षात्कार दिया, परम चैतन्य से आशीर्वाद ही किया, परमात्मा के साम्राज्य में हमें प्रस्थापित किया। इन सब के लिए हम आपके हृदय से ऋणी है, आभारी है। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी, कृपा आकर हमारा आध्यात्मिक उत्थान कीजिए। श्री माताजी, कृपा आकर हमें अहंकार और प्रति अहंकार से परे स्थित कीजिए। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी, कृपा आकर हमें पैसा, सत्ता, संपत्ति और भौतिकता की चक्कर से अलिप्त रखिए। कृपा कर हमें वास्तविकता में रखिए, संतुलन में रखिए। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी, कृपा कर हमें आसुरी विद्या, ब्लैक मैजिक और तांत्रिक विद्या से दूर रखिए। हमारी कृपा कर हमारा आलस्य, लिथार्जी दूर कीजिए और हमें एक्टिव सहयोगी बनाइए। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी, आपके श्री महामाया स्वरूप को हम हृदय से वंदन करते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी, आपके श्री चरणों पर हमारा कोटि कोटि नमन, कोटि कोटि नमन, अनंत कोटि नमन। जय श्री माताजी। सामूहिक बंधन लेते हैं। जय श्री माता जी। आज के कार्यक्रम, आज शाम का ध्यान ठीक 7 बजे प्रतिष्ठान पुणे यूट्यूब चैनल पर लाइव प्रसारित होगा। आज का ध्यान सत्र यहीं पे संपन्न होता है। अब हम सहज भजनों का आनंद लेते हैं। आज का दिन सबके लिए आनंदमय, मंगलमय हो। जय श्री माता जी।
सजाए हैं युग आज एक नया देखो सजाए हैं। आत्म चैतन्य लिए सहजी आए हैं, आत्म चैतन्य लिए सहजी आए हैं। युग आज एक नया देखो सजाए हैं, युग आज एक नया देखो सजाए हैं। आत्म चैतन्य लिए सहजी आए हैं, आत्म चैतन्य लिए सहजी आए हैं। पाँच मई मुहूर्त पे, 5 मई मुहूर्त पे रजतम को तोल दिया, रजतम तोल दिया, रजतम को तोल दिया, रजतम तोल दिया। झूमा ये जग सारा, झूमा ये जग सारा, झूमा ये जग सारा।
जगाए हैं, आत्म चैतन्य लिए सहजी आए हैं, आत्म चैतन्य लिए सहजी आए हैं। सतगुरु पाए हैं, अपने ही भव में सब सतगुरु पाए हैं, आत्म चैतन्य लिए सहजी आए हैं, आत्म चैतन्य लिए सहजी आए हैं।
सत जागा गत छूटा, सत जागा गत छूटा, सत जागा गत छूटा, चेतन जो जाग उठा, चेतन जाग उठा, चेतन जो जाग उठा, चेतन जाग उठा। सच क्या है क्या झूठा, सच क्या है क्या झूठा, सच क्या है क्या झूठा, चेतन जो बोल उठा, चेतन बोल उठा, चेतन ही बोल उठा, चेतन बोल उठा। शब्दों के पार गुण सहज से पाए हैं, शब्दों के पार गुण सहज से पाए हैं, आत्म चैतन्य लिए सहजी आए हैं, आत्म चैतन्य लिए सहजी आए हैं। युग आज एक नया देखो सजाए हैं, युग आज एक नया देखो सजाए हैं, आत्म चैतन्य लिए सहजी आए 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 हैं। हृदयं समर्पयामि, प्राणं समर्पयामि, तव पाद पद्मे माता सर्वं समर्पयामि, अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति, त्वमेव शरणं मम। अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति, त्वमेव शरणं मम, अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति, त्वमेव शरणं मम। हृदयं समर्पयामि, प्राणं समर्पयामि,
तव पादपद्ममाता सर्वं समर्पयामि अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम त्वमेव साक्षात् हरिप्रिया त्वमेव मावागेश्वरी त्वमेव साक्षात् हरिप्रिया त्वमेव मावागेश्वरी महादुर्गा महाकाली महामाया महेश्वरी भाग्यं समर्पयामि कर्मं समर्पयामि तव पादपद्ममाता सर्वं समर्पयामि अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम स्वयं साध्या स्वयं सिद्धि स्वयं सिद्धा स्वयं प्रभा स्वयं साध्या स्वयं सिद्धि स्वयं सिद्धा स्वयं प्रभा सुगुण रत्ना सुकृत कृता सुमति गंगा समोज्वला मानं समर्पयामि गानं समर्पयामि तव पादपद्ममाता सर्वं समर्पयामि अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम अनिर्वचनीय आनंदी सुखकरणी दुःखहारिणी अनिर्वचनीय आनंदी सुखकरणी दुःखहारिणी योग संस्थापनार्थाय अविरल विश्वविहारिणी संघं समर्पयामि पुण्यं समर्पयामि तव पादपद्ममाता सर्वं समर्पयामि अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम
हिताय वाणी तव शाश्वत सत्य प्रकाशिनी
आद्यं समर्पयामि अन्तं समर्पयामि तव पादपद्मनाथा सर्वं समर्पयामि अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम हृदयं समर्पयामि